Hello, and welcome to Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
I'm Joe.
And this is Joe. And today we're doing another movie, like we always do. A little side note, last week it was pointed out, we forgot to mention it, but Saturday night, Sunday morning is technically not a Criterion movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's not listed in the Criterion thing, but it was on the Criterion channel, and we wanted to show off the Criterion channel. I forgot to mention that last week, and apologies on that. Someone called us out on the comment section. A frequent listener, frequent watcher, pointed it out, and
Okay.
yeah, that was our bad. But anyway, today we were doing a movie that is definitely Criterion, unless this is a weird bootleg picture DVD. We are doing The Game from 1997, spine number 627.
It's legit, guys.
Yeah, this is the one. Unless we did the wrong game.
Directed by David Fincher, starring Michael Douglas.
Yes, and Sean Penn.
Sean Penn's in it.
Yeah, he's in it
He's in it.
for a little bit.
He which is interesting because he was kind of a big star, but he hadn't really.
Was this before Mystic River? He was in Mystic River.
Yeah,
right?
this is well
Okay.
before Mystic River.
Okay, I remember seeing Mystic River. Remember nothing about it.
Yeah, he won an Oscar for that one. That's a great movie.
Yeah, this is. I believe he did this after Seven, David Fincher.
Yeah, this is his follow up to Seven.
Yeah, which got a lot of rave reviews. I like Seven a lot.
Seven's great.
This movie is very. It's very kind of like in the vein of like Inception at times, where it's like you don't know what's real.
I would.
It's not as crazy as Inception.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to the Inception. That wouldn't be my first one. I would say this reminds me more of like Truman Show.
Okay, yeah, I can get with that one. Yeah,
Which came out around the same time. So, 90s existential crises.
yeah.
What's real? What isn't?
Yeah, like would you count Being John Malkovich as one of those?
Yeah, but I don't like that movie.
Good point. So this movie stars Michael Douglas. He's kind of he's a businessman. He's a businessman.
And I was describing this earlier. He's a less charismatic Gordon Gekko, but 100% of the asshole.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This was my. I sometimes I get these movies like this and Wall Street mixed up.
Yeah, because he plays an investment banker.
Yeah, yeah.
Or he's like a. I guess he's more. Is he an investment banker, stock trader?
He's big. He's big business.
Yeah, he's a rich guy.
He makes money. He makes more money
And
than we do.
he does it all through finance. Michael Douglas had a lot of those roles.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
Michael Douglas was in my opinion, on a hot streak at this point.
Wait, hold on.
Because he had Falling Down around this time. Wall Street was
Who's the star? Who's the star of West Wing?
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. Okay, I was way off. Anyway.
Wrong family.
Yeah. So it's kind of like he enters this game. As the movie pertains.
I think it deserves a little more background. He's an investment banker, and he just kind of like. There's a great scene in the beginning where his assistant is asking him if he's going to show up at certain events for invitations and stuff, and like lunch dates, and he says no to all of them. And then like his ex-wife calls, and he's like, take a message. And you're like, he's just blowing everybody off. And he's just really kind of... He's not necessarily a mean businessman. He's just really like focused on the bottom.
He's not Bill Murray from Scrooge. He's not a piece of shit businessman.
He's just 100% like it's all about the numbers. And they go into a scene with that later where he's going to fire somebody that they have stocks in. But his brother shows up. Great introduction, by the way.
Yeah.
Somebody called to schedule lunch with you. I told him you were busy in a meeting. It was a Mr. Seymour Butts. So Sean Penn plays Michael Douglas's brother, who gives him a birthday card because you find out it's his birthday and he's still kind of being a jerk
Yeah.
to everybody. And his brother gives him a card. And mind you, he used to be a screw up as it lays out. Like he was addicted to drugs or whatever. He was a black sheep kind of the family.
Yeah.
He gives his brother, Michael Douglas, a card. And it has a little, I don't know if ad or like a little card.
Yeah.
Not quite a business card, a little bit bigger. More like a wedding invitation size card. For this CRS. And it's this company that it's a game. It's to help them loosen up. Michael Douglas is like, is this like a massage parlor? Like, what is this? And what they say is it's kind of they never really get down to what it is. It's a game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like. It was sold to him as like a vacation, but you don't have to leave. The vacation comes to you. And so we get into the game.
Yeah.
The eponymous
game. Has twists and turns in it.
Yeah.
Some. Actually, a lot.
What else happens in the game, Wade?
I mean... he brings a real gun. That's one of my favorite scenes. He brings a real gun and like, whoa, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And he shoots some people. And
you skipped right to the end.
I know.
It's these little things that happen, and first off, the orientation process takes way longer. They keep kind of stringing him along, and he's getting like really frustrated.
Yeah.
But then certain events start happening, and it turns out this company is behind it. Like, they're pulling strings. And it gets to a point where Michael Douglas doesn't know what's real and what isn't anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of the basic plot.
You realize, like, oh, this apartment's staged, stuff like that. Things are certain stage, some things are real.
Yeah, like his briefcase won't open at one point. There's the hotel room set up.
And he's thinking like, is this part of the game? Or is this not? Like,
somebody starts following him.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of crazy stuff that starts happening to him, and he keeps thinking, like, it's these people who keep fucking with me.
Yeah.
Like, the way he describes it at one point is, this company is pulling pranks on him. And they're really elaborate. And turns out, oh, little do you know, Michael Douglas.
You're in for
they're way more elaborate than you think.
Yeah.
And it's a fun, like, thriller. Like, it's kind of like Escape Room.
Yes.
It's kind of like Fugitive, where you put your main character in a situation, and he's trying to figure himself a way out, and he doesn't know who's in on it, who isn't. And it just kind of drives him crazy. And, he keeps getting wound up. Like, there's times where he wonders if his brother's in on it. He wonders if his lawyer's in on it. Like, how do they get this information? Like, they call him on his personal cell phone. He's like, how did you get this number?
Yeah.
And there's a point where he checks his bank account and it's got $0. His house gets broken into. I think one of the great images is the clown doll.
Yeah.
Where he gets his first key.
It's just raining shit on him the whole movie, pretty much.
And that's one of my favorite sequences when they first introduce and tell him that he's in the game. Like, it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's through the television. Like, it's such a cool scene.
It sets the scene like, oh, they can do it.
It's almost like
it's more than a scavenger hunt or whatever. They got TV involved with it. That's it pulls a lot of strings.
Well, and to me, it kind of reminds me of, like, it makes me think of, like, it's like something Terry Gilliam would have done, like having characters talk to other characters through television, like it's a news reporter talking to them.
Yeah.
And it's nice how it goes from really subtle things and, like, in the background to more and more obvious things.
Yeah.
And he starts suspecting things and, like, starts freaking out on people. whether they're in on it or not. You know,
Yeah.
who knows? And then you get to the big climax with the real gun,
Yeah.
as you brought up.
Yeah. And on the helicopter pad.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the top of the building.
Yeah. And then I don't want to get too much into it because it's like you kind of have to watch it.
Yeah.
Because the ending is like a big old like what.
The ending is a what moment.
Yeah, it's like what.
But it's also very poignant, you know, given the little bit of backstory you get.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
And it's very kind of circle of life symbolic.
The editing's really good in this movie. I like the performances are great.
It's a little happier than 7.
Yes. There's no sloth reveal.
Or the box.
What's in the box?
Yeah. I mean,
What's in the game?
what's crazy is like how great David Fincher was so early on in his film career.
Yeah.
You know, once you get past Alien 3, you jump into 7,
Yeah.
and then you jump into this.
Yeah.
And it's a shame this wasn't like better known or did more, you know.
It was kind of like
successfully.
you're in the shadow of 7. 7 really flipped the script. I mean, I was like 5 when it came out, but anyway. But I'm assuming that it flipped the script. This one's more kind of, you know. I think because you can kind of relate to the characters in 7. You can't really relate to Michael Douglas in this movie.
No,
And,
but
and there's a part of you like, you deserve this, dude. You're kind of too dismissive on life, pretty much.
And I think the ending kind of touches on that.
Yeah.
And it all kind of comes together.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of feeling like, you know, this guy's a dick. Like he had something spilled on his shirt, and he had 3 shirts waiting for him with a nice limo.
It's a very satisfying ending. Like it's not like it's not too much, but it's a logical ending in my opinion.
And then another one of the real like strong suits of Fincher is, you know, how he uses, you know, cinematography, how, you know, how the color palette is really interesting. It's not quite as it's like 7 if you took a little bit of the yellows out. It's very like dark grays.
Yeah.
Very kind of monotone a lot of the time.
He's really good with color.
Until he ends up in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's where the yellow comes in. He was saving it for Mexico.
Yeah, because it's a different area, so you gotta make it a little different, a little out of your element, a little bit. Like he's out of the element now. But yeah, buy, rent, or skip.
Buy. That was my copy.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it too. It's gonna be on my Amazon. What's it called? Cart. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for these kind of movies anyway. Like these, like what's real, what isn't. Like when we talked about Shock Corridor, and you know we've talked about Truman Show. Like these are kind of my favorite
Truman
movies.
Show should definitely be on Criterion eventually. Because goddamn, that's such a good movie too.
Yeah, it's great. Like 12 Monkeys is another one of those ones.
I have never seen 12 Monkeys.
And Dark City. These are all movies that came
Dark
out.
City.
And you kind of question what's real and what isn't.
Dark City.
And I really, really dig those kind of movies.
Yeah. That's our thoughts on, I said the Criterion connection. That's our thoughts on the game. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the game. What's your favorite David Fincher movie? Is there any other David Fincher movies that should be in the Criterion collection? You want to say connection, sorry. And be sure to subscribe and share this video. Share all the videos, frankly.
I hope my gushing about this movie comes off coherent.
And also check out, we did a movie maybe a couple months ago, maybe a year, I think it was a year ago. We did Stalker.
We did.
Which was this past week's Criterion Channel movie of the week.
Right.
And we were like, because we were planning on doing like every week we decide what we're gonna do, and we're like, we can't do this one. So check out Stalker.
Yeah, we already did it.
It's one of my favorite reviews and one of my favorite movies of Criterion we've done. Check that out as well. By the time this airs, I don't know what this week's is, so.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
This will go up the day we figure out what the next movie is.
Yeah, exactly.
On the Criterion channel.
Yeah.
So
So
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. So I don't have anything else. So until next time, I'm Wade,
And I'm still Joe.
and we will see you later.